Fox News didn't quite know how to handle Dr. Oz when he veered off script and said something interesting about Bernie Sanders and Medicare for All.
Bernie sent out a tweet, I believe, overnight where he talked about thank you for the support. He's lucky he had good health care, and then made it a plug for Medicare for All.
Well, it does help that you have Medicare. I argue with Senator Sanders about more than Medicare for All, which is the programs he's offering. It's worth having that debate. I just want to make sure our candidates are healthy and where they need to be emotionally to do it. It does take a big burden off people's hearts. And actually, half of the doctors in America want Medicare for All.
Dr. Oz,
that's the most crisis we have.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. But on Bernie Sanders specifically.
By the way, he goes on to say, well, how much longer till he's, perfectly fine, he can go out there? And Dr. Oz said, well, maybe 3 days or a week or so, and he's all set. So, technically Bernie's good right now if he wanted to go back out on the campaign trail. But I think everybody's happy that he's taken just a little bit more time off. He's in Vermont. He's resting. That's good. I mean, it's good. The dude has been running around the country nonstop since 2016. He never stopped. He was doing it all along. So massive credit where credit is due, and he deserves this rest. And I mean, the dude just had stents put in. But he will be back out there. And by the way, he'll be more energetic than ever because it's widely reported that immediately after people get stents put in, they feel like, oh, whoa, I didn't know it was possible for me to feel this good. I didn't, because they had restricted blood flow for a long time, and then they have proper blood flow, and they're like, whoa, oh, this is kind of awesome. Yeah, it's good to be fully functioning and at 100%. But they don't know how to deal with it when somebody veers off script. Dr. Oz, tell me a little bit about, Medicare for All and Bernie. And, well, this is one of those things where it helps a lot of people, and, half the doctors in this country. Yeah, anyway, totally separate issue. Back to Bernie. In other words, I can't respond to that. I don't want to get into Medicare for All debate. So, www.com, move along. Yes, that is true. I actually think it's probably more than half, although I don't know the exact number. But because that would be an underrepresentation compared to the rest of America, about 70%. When you ask the question in a reasonable way, about 70% of the country supports Medicare for All. So, yeah, that's unsurprising to me. I know my friend's dad, who is a doctor, told me, actually my friend's a doctor too, but his dad is also a doctor, and he told me years ago, oh, I 100% want Medicare for All. And he said his main reason is not just for the obvious ones, which is everybody gets covered, it's cheaper, so on and so forth. He said, paperwork. You have no idea how complicated and annoying paperwork for private health insurance companies is. You have no idea. And, you deal with rejections, you deal with all these problems and the payment structure, and okay, well, you got to pay X amount, and then the company, you got to submit something for the company to pay the rest, and they have these if you're a doctor, you have this whole team of people to just deal with the nonsense bureaucratic paperwork. I mean, in that respect, you could almost argue from a conservative perspective that we should have Medicare for All, because honestly, there would be less bureaucracy in a Medicare for All system, way less. You deal with a single payer, and they cover everything at the point of service. So you don't even need to, that's so much simpler than, let's deal with these 5 or 6 different giant health insurance behemoths. Each one of them each person that comes in the door either doesn't have a plan or has a different plan that has a different copay, premium, deductible, so on and so forth. We got to do all the paperwork and submit it and hope that it gets through and hope that there's no complications and yada yada. Medicare for All is just single insurer, everything free at the point of service. That's it. So his main reason was, I hate the paperwork nonsense. I hate it. I want Medicare for All for that reason. I mean, again, for the other reasons as well, because he's a solid lefty. But he said that really is one of the main reasons, because he was dealing with that his whole career, his whole life, is this terrible mountain of paperwork that's so unnecessary and arbitrary. So that's awesome. See, what happens when you go on Fox News and you drop a truth bomb is they don't know what to do. I know, because I've dropped a few truth bombs on Fox myself.